Good morning. It is Monday morning. It is actually Memorial Day today, and I don't have to ship, but I'm going to go ahead and take advantage because I have 21 things already that need to go out, and I don't want to do it all tomorrow. So I'm going to take you along and show you what sold the last 3 days. Also, we'll talk a little bit about ebb and flow in the reselling business because every week is different. Some weeks are great, some weeks are not great. We'll talk about it. All right, we're gonna go through my eBay sales first. And the first thing I have is this atomizer. So this one's a newer atomizer. It's not very old. Older ones actually can sell better if they're in good condition. I got $15 for this. We paid $2 for it at a garage sale. So it's a good bread and butter item, and I'm happy it's going. All right, these next items, Kyle was really surprised I sold. So these sconces even surprised me a little bit. I knew they had the look, wasn't sure about the flowers and all of it, but they were $2 each, so I paid $4 for these, and I sold these for $34.99 in just 5 days. Quick sale. Granny vibes are in. All right, next up, I got this duvet cover. Duvet cover, new in the package. So this one I'm very happy with because we found this at a garage sale for only $1 and we sold it for $49.99. And it took just over a month. So definitely keep an eye on things that are new and unopened and unused. $1 into 50 bucks. Next up, we got these cornflower dishes set of 3 of them. So these dishes don't sell super well by themselves or super fast, but it is Corningware, and if you lot them up, they go better. And this actually, I priced them pretty reasonably, I think. And then I took an offer of $35 for all 3 casserole dishes plus their lids, and I sold them in a day. Maybe I could have gotten more, but I'm happy with $35 for these. These were part of the estate sale buyout we did a couple months ago. We have approximately $2 in all of it. So I'm okay with taking $35 and moving it fast. All right, next up, we have these bags. These are like luminous lantern carry bags. And do you see all these boxes? We have a few of them. I think we have around 80 of these total. We bought this at one of our favorite sourcing places called the Kitchen Sink, and they're in a small town near us, and they had all those boxes of them. And we bought a few like a year ago, and they were slow to move, and they don't sell for a lot of money. But when you can buy big quantities and do one single listing, it seems worthwhile. So we have around 80 bags, I think. We paid like $25 for all of them, so about 33 cents a bag. I have these listed for $6 each, but if you buy more than one, you get a discount. So usually when I sell them, I sell at least 2. That was 10% off. And they don't take a lot of space. They're super easy to ship, and that's a pretty good profit margin. Even if I have to sit on them for a couple years, I'd do it again. Gonna find a piece of jewelry. Oh, I found it fast. Look at that. It's an enamel flower pen. It's pretty good size. Because I'm kind of a cheapskate. I don't pay up very often. So I only buy jewelry if I can get it cheap. And this pen, you can see it here better. It's cute. And these enamel over metal pins, they do sell pretty well. I mean, not big money. I sold this for $8.99. I only paid 50 cents for it. And it took about 6 weeks to sell. Not bad for jewelry, really. All right, next up, this is all the sports cards. And this is Grumpy Picker's specialty. And today, we have these 2 lots of unopened wax packs that we sold. $34.98 for these. We actually got these from a friend, our friend Judy, Thrifting Casey's Style. She doesn't live too far from us, and she was given a whole couple boxes full of sports cards. She knows nothing about that. That kind of thing is hard to research and sell when you really don't know what you have. Kyle does know sports cards, so we bought them from her for $50, and we're gonna sell them off. I should say I'll do the packing and shipping. He's doing the listing on these. Anyway, these sold for $35 already. And so when it's all said and done, if we don't feel like we paid her enough for what we got from her, we will give her some more money. Judy, you can hold me accountable to that. But we want to be fair, but also we felt like maybe it would help her out to not have to deal with it. We don't like to do consignment. Consignment's hard because you can do it, but you have no idea how long it's going to take something to sell. So if a friend gives me something to sell for them and wants me to take a percentage, that's fine. But what if it doesn't sell for a year? I mean, there are definitely plenty of things that take time to sell. So most of the people that I've found that want me to consign for them, they aren't prepared to wait that long. So it's just better to just buy it from them. Even if we pay a little more than we usually would, if we're confident that we can sell it and are going to have a good return on our investment, then it's way easier for us than doing consignment. Christmas does sell all year round. But sometimes it takes a while. We actually sold this for $20 and plus shipping, so I don't have to pay for the shipping part of it. Listed it over a year ago. Well, no, just right out a year ago. Listed it a year ago, and it didn't sell during the Christmas season. But here in the end of May, I got an offer and sold it. I had it listed for $30. We paid $5 for it, and I'm ready to see it go. I'm still making money. So that is all of the eBay sales. Let's look at the Poshmark sale. One single Poshmark sale. Badger brush. It's a shaving brush. It is new in the box. This is probably borderline no-low, depending on what your no-low criteria is. But we only sold this for $10, and I paid $2 for it, and it took 6 months to sell. So that's only $8 profit before fees. It did sell, but I wouldn't probably be on the lookout for this again. All right, I said we were going to talk a little bit about ebb and flow, because the life of a reseller in sales is difficult to, well, it's difficult to count on a set amount of money for any given period of time, because you can't count on sales. You don't know when you're going to have a good week. You don't know when you're going to have a bad week. So we aren't relying 100% on this income yet. Kyle is still working full-time, but in 7 months, he's going to be quitting his job. We are going to be relying on this money full-time. So we are trying to save as much as we can right now and have a little bit of a reserve so that we can kind of have something to fall back on during the weeks that sales are down. Now last week, I think I showed you I had 9 sales. Well, that was for a weekend, but that's down for us. And we have currently 900 listings. I think I've talked about sell-through rate before. Ideally, you want to be between 0.5% to 1% in sales every day for however many listings you have. So with 900 listings, a 1% sell-through rate would be 9 items a day. And I sold 9 items in 3 days. So that's less than even 0.5%. So that was down. But then this weekend, I have 21 items that we've sold. That's still not 1%, which is where we'd really like to be, but it is more than 0.5%. So our goal is to be at least at 0.5%. But you can't control sales. You can't predict when they're going to come or when they're not going to come. And so you can have goals, but what can you do to help things sell when they're not selling? There are a few things you can do, and I'm going to show you what I did with Etsy this weekend. And I only did this for, I think, 1 week over this Memorial Day holiday weekend, just a week-long period of time. I put on a sale where if they buy 3 or more items, they get 25% off. 25% off is pretty significant, I feel like, and I did make 2 large dollar sales because of that promotion. I had 2 different buyers this weekend that bought 3 items each. Their totals were around $200. We'll get into that when I'm showing you the stuff, but that definitely helped my weekend sales. So running sales, throwing out coupons, sending offers, delisting, relisting. These are all things you can do to help with sales, but you still can't count 100% on it. So if you're going to do this full time, which we soon are going to be, you need to just know that you've got to have some reserves. I'm hoping. I'm a little nervous. I am a little nervous. We love doing this. We want to do this full time. And with 2 of us doing it full time, I feel like we ought to be able to come close to doubling what we're making now. And if we can double what we're making now, or come close to double, maybe not even quite that much, we should be okay. We should be fine. But it's a little scary. And so I applaud all you full-time resellers out there. And I just caution those of you that are thinking about going full-time to make sure you have a plan in place for when sales are low or slow. Maybe you go do some DoorDash on a down week. I don't know. That's not off the table for us. You got to do what you got to do when it comes time to pay the bills. I'm hoping the reselling will pay our bills. And we can work harder, and we can work longer, and we can send more offers, but we still can't guarantee sales. So do all you can do, but there's just always going to be ebb and flow. And it is discouraging when sales are so slow and you feel like you're doing all that you can to make things sell. But give it a week. Give it a week. My sales are probably, well, I haven't calculated them yet, but I bet you my sales might be 4 times as much as they were last weekend. What's the difference? I don't know. Ebb and flow. All that to say that you should just expect ebb and flow. Expect to have some fantastic weeks, fantastic weekends, and then expect to have some really crummy ones too. It's just part of the game. And just keep hustling. Keep working, keep listing, don't give up. Do what you can to stimulate those sales. And if it's slow, just know it's gonna turn around. It does every time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you that first Etsy bundle sale I had after turning that sale on. The first thing I have is this jewelry box. I need to tell you a little bit about this jewelry box. It didn't have any glass in the doors. No glass. This wire was not here. And we don't love to spend a lot of time repairing and fixing and cleaning things, but sometimes we do it. You gotta watch how much you do it, how much time you spend on that kind of thing. Topic for another video. But anyway, it didn't take too long for Cal to cut some of this wire, and we stapled into, oh, no, it's just held in by these things here, held into place. And this sold on Etsy with our 25% off bundle price discount for $33.75. So I don't think it took us more than 10 minutes to fix these doors. So it wasn't a big time investment. And we only paid $3.33 for this. And we got it in an online auction where it was like part of a group of other things. So this turned into great return, more than 10 times our money. Next thing the same person bought is this set of poker chips in the caddy. It's a cool caddy. It's shaped like a spade. We had this poker caddy for about 6 months that was listed, and with the discount it sold for $18.75, and we had $1.50 in it. So again, more than 10 times our money. Those numbers always make me happy. And she bought something else, and the next one is even better. So this next thing I just absolutely love. It is this beautiful crazy quilt, and it's not a huge one, but it's got this lace edge, and I mean, there is a little bit of damage. You can't actually see the damage from this view, but I found this beauty at a garage sale in Nashville when we were there for the reseller meetup, and I paid up for this. Well, I mean, not considering how much it actually sold for, but used to be that I didn't like spending $20 or more on an item, but I paid $20 for this crazy quilt. This is quite old, actually. You can tell from the wear and the fabric, and this was a turn of the century kind of thing that they did a lot. So I think it might be from the early 1900s. Anyway, I had it listed for $135. So with the 25% off, this sold for just over $100, but I only paid $20 for it. And it took less than a month. It was a great bundle sale. This next Etsy sale is another brand new item in its original package. This JCPenney's thermal blanket. This was another really good sale. Again, if you see these things new, these blankets, these old style blankets that have the satin binding can sell really well. Even some of the used ones will sell well if they're in good condition. Some of the ones that have patterns sell well, but especially new ones sell well. This sold for $57.50, and I paid $5 for it. So again, more than 10 times my money. Makes me happy. All right, next up, I sold some more votives. If you remember, I bought a whole ton of these for $8 for all of them. And today I sold these 3 clear ones. These things have been selling very, very well for me. And the clear ones didn't seem to have as good a sell-through rates, so I priced my clear ones pretty on the low side so that I could move them and get rid of them. I'm already way into the profit, so anything I make is pure profit at this point. I sold these with a 10% discount on Etsy for $17.55, and I have pennies in them. Really, literally, I think I figured maybe 12 cents each. I don't know. So maybe that's under 50 cents for all 3 of these. I think that's more than 10 times my money again. We try really hard to keep meticulous records about what we buy and what we pay and then what we sell it for, but still some things slip through the cracks. And this is one of those things. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it because I didn't write it down on this one. In my head, I would think I paid around $4 for it. I certainly can't imagine I would have paid much more than $5 or $6 for it, but I'm not 100% sure. I did sell this for $29.99. Not quite 10 times my money, but if I paid $4 for it anyway. Not knowing what I paid for it, I don't know for sure. But it sold in less than 2 months, so it didn't take long to sell. And I actually do not too bad with prints and framed art. Smaller ones like this sell more quickly than big ones. Big ones are harder to move, but there can be some good money in those too. So I sell big ones also. I don't buy hats much anymore. We don't buy hats much anymore because we have such a hard time moving them very quickly. But sometimes I still pick them up. I did pick this one up at a garage sale just a couple weeks ago. I mean, it is a vintage mesh trucker hat. It was made in USA. It's a railroad. I paid $2.50 for it. It's clean, mostly clean, mostly clean. And I sold it on Etsy, which I wouldn't have really thought Etsy would be the place to sell hats, but I cross-listed pretty much everywhere I think it might sell. And it sold for $19.99 on Etsy. I paid $2.50. Did I say that? So just shy of 10 times my money. Okay, guess what? More votives. And I have more. This is not all of them. I have more tubs up here, and I still have some here. But today, this is what sold. This pair of amber votives. And these two amber votives sold for $17.50 on Etsy. And again, same as the other ones, I probably have 12 cents into them. So definitely 10 times my money on these and more. Okay, Kyle pays attention to the things that I sell and that have been selling for me, and he found this at a garage sale. This gorgeous cross-stitch framed wall hanging. He did good. He gave the asking price of $1 for this at the garage sale. And we sold it on Etsy for $31.49. That's more than 30 times our money. Gosh, I love that. It will cost a little bit to ship, but we're still making good money on this. So good job, Grumpy Picker. That brings me to the last bundle sale on Etsy. Another person that bought 3 items from me and got 25% off of each. And let's just run through and show you those. All right, this little tilted ball pitcher is the first thing that she bought. This is actually something my daughter picked up. I did say I don't like to do consignment, but I do consignment for my daughter. She found this at a thrift store. She paid $6 for it. She knew it was old, and it is cool. It has the little stopper, and it has these etched lines on it, so it has kind of an Art Deco feel to it. Now, she didn't make as much as she thought she was going to since I sold it for 25% off on Etsy, but it still sold for $22.50, and I won't make her pay for the shipping. I'll pay for the shipping on the other 2 things that sold with it that were mine, so she should make around $15 profit. Okay, she may make less than that because I usually do take a little bit of a percentage from her, just because I do need to cover my time and my shipping supplies. So she'll still make some money, but she didn't have to do any of the work. All right, these last 2 things I'm gonna talk about at the same time. Look at this monster. This is Guardian Serviceware, and there's another set of it over here that's sold. This whole set on the tray is what sold. Okay, I'm not gonna try and hold them up and show them to you, but the roaster, the first big roaster, Guardian Serviceware, before the discount, sold for $81.99. And then the triangle serving platter and dishes with their lids before the discount sold for $104.99. Now I'm losing 25% of that because of the bundle sale, and it's gonna be a little obnoxious to ship. And so I'm not real happy about that part of things, because it's gonna cost me a good little bit to ship these things as a bundle. They're big, they're heavy, they're glass, and I'm not thrilled about that part of Etsy thing. The Etsy sales is that they don't really limit bundles. At least if I could turn this off from being able to be shipped in a bundle, I don't know how to do it on Etsy. Maybe that's something I need to look into. Fortunately, it's not going too far. I think it's going to Texas, and I'm in Kansas, so that'll make the shipping a little easier on me. Won't be quite as expensive. But like I said, 25% off of that, and I still have to ship it. I only got $11 shipping. Now, I usually charge $5 shipping per item, but when Etsy bundles it, they give them a discount on the shipping too, and I don't know how they calculate it. So they only paid $11 to ship it. I'm guessing this is probably gonna cost me $30 to ship. So I'm gonna lose another $20 on shipping. But I'm still making money. I'm moving product, which I'm happy about. Let me tell you about this Guardian wear. I'm still on the fence about whether this was a good deal for us or not. We went to a family-run estate sale, and they had 40 plus pieces of it, and it's all in good condition. I'm not sure we found anything that had a chipped or broken lid, maybe one or two, but almost all of it had their lids, which that's hard to find, lids in good condition. It came with a bunch of handles. Handles are hard to find. The handles by themselves, you can sell a pair of for $15, and there's several sets of those. Anyway, we paid $200 for all of it. I mean, had I sold these for full price, I'd be close to, well, that would have been $190 for just these two pieces that we sold already. So we still have like 38-ish pieces to sell. I think we're gonna do okay. But I wonder if we could have gotten it for less. We negotiated with them back and forth, but I just wonder who else would have bought it all, and if we should have held out and paid less for it. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, we're going to make up a good chunk of the money on just these first two things that sold, but these are one of the two of the better things. I do have a whole another set of the 3 on the tray that was $100, so that'll be good. I hope it works out for us. And if you don't know about Guardian Serviceware, you should look at it. If it's clean, it doesn't have the fastest sell-through rate, but it does sell pretty well in our experience. And so that's why we were willing to take a chance on it. And I think we'll be okay. I think we'll make money. We're definitely not going to lose money. Definitely not going to lose money. But I don't want to be in this to break even either. I definitely don't want to spend all my time and not make a significant amount of money. So I don't know how significant it'll be. That brings us to the end of what sold for this weekend. 21 items going out. Luckily, 6 of those items are going out in 2 packages, so that's a little less than 21 packages. Thank you guys for following along with me. I hope you found something that I sold today that surprised you, that you learned from, that you now know to be on the lookout for, or maybe now you know not to be on the lookout for badger brushes. And in the meantime, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe yet, I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Leave me some feedback, and until next time, guys, happy picking.